welcome back to your number one stop for Dune Awakening, and I am here, and I am back to help you farm any more items inside of Doom. And today we are talking about Duraluminum. Probably butcher that name, and I'm going to show you how to farm it, what you need for it, and hopefully propel you to get as much as humanly possible inside of Dune Awakening. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. So to start off here, the main reason we're going after the Duraluminum, once again, probably going to butcher it and pronounce it 20 different ways in that video, but nonetheless, we want to get it so we can get our hands on Ingot. And the main reason we need this is for our tier 5 armor, weapon, equipment, and so much more. But when it comes to actually creating the Ingots, we need 500 water of 4 crystals, which is what going to be the bait form for a Duraluminum, as well as aluminium. Once again, by butchering everything today. I'm horrible at pronunciation if you can't tell, but nonetheless, we need one of that. And we're going to go ahead and going to need a few more things before we get started here. So before we get into the vehicle and the outfit that you need to get, there is, of course, a very specific cutaway you need to get your hands on here, and that is, of course, the Mark IV. Anything from 4 and up will work here, but to get this started here, we can go ahead and find a cutaway inside of our materials when it comes to crafting. And you will find this in the aluminum tier, and will require 250 water, 25 aluminum, 14 EMF generator, 12 plates, and 7 weight. And of course, I have made a video on a whole bunch of this stuff, so check that out if you need help finding any of these items. But once you have your cutaway made, now we can move on to what actually is the main things you're going to need. So to start off here, there are a few items we need to get our hands on. Let's talk about, of course, our hazmat suit. This is one of the two things that is an absolute have to have before you start farming this. I cannot stress that enough. And of course, you can go ahead and unlock this inside of your weapon and armor tab in your resource. And you will find it down here in aluminum. Will be the full version of this you're going to be able to unlock. There are higher tiers that will be a lot to the net to progression paths, but just know, make sure you have at least a Mark IV radiation suit here before starting. And of course, it will take up your whole inventory when it comes to your equipment. The other thing we need to make sure we go ahead and have is, of course, our wonderful little chopper here, since where we are going, it is complete desert with iron gather about, and of course radiation, as you probably can gather. So this is not going to be something you're going to be able to farm on foot or by using any other vehicles, especially since how much open sand it is. You will probably, you will get eaten by the worm. So make sure you have your chopper unlocked as well. And once we have that, we can go ahead and make sure we have some core fuel cells. Since, once again, depending on what kind of chopper you have, of course, different fuel consumption might happen here. So I highly recommend buying a core 2 to 3 if you are dealing with your tier 1 chopper. Also, make sure you inventory it as clean as possible. Since you are going to be needing it for carrying stuff. Also, make sure you have a carrying extra storage unit on your chopper as well. But once you have all that, let's go ahead and head out and get our hands on the material. So now that we got our preparation underway, we need to go ahead and head to the area on the far left of the bottom of the map. You, of course, can get here from the beginning of the game, but it is not recommended at all, since literally all this area right here is radiated, which is why we needed our suit. And of course, when it comes to radiation, we are not 100% protected, so we will be on a time limit here as far of getting in here, getting the items, and getting out before radiation have a chance to kill you. Don't get me wrong, more powerful suits you have, longer you can stay here, but just keep in mind that will be very much get in, get out, keep track of your surroundings so you can figure out how or where you need to go to get outside of the radiation. So, since we are here right on the outside. You might be wondering what exactly this is going to look like at fall of what we are farming. If you are lucky enough or have already done a little bit of this, if you notice, if we go ahead and zoom in to the map itself, we are going to be looking for the crystals right here, which is it, I get spiky symbol, I guess. And these will be scattered across all the islands. And of course, they can also be on certain islands that will also have other materials as well. So keep that in mind. Pretty much every single material that he found up to that point can spawn out here. But once again, with the time limit, we are mainly only caring about getting our hands on these. So let's go ahead and get into this and let's start farming this. So now that we are ready to get into farming, as I stated before, this is the main reason why you want the chopper. As you can see, there is nothing but really sands out here outside of the little island, and of course the worm is very, very active out here. So to go ahead and begin this, let's go ahead and head on in. And of course, there is a few things that can help you out here when it comes to moving quickly. Is of course with your chopper. Since you can go ahead and shut your engine off by hitting shift, and the higher up in the air you are, the more you will go down and start gliding to speed up your vehicle, not only saving fuel but also helping you travel through this area quickly, since like I stated, we need to get in and get out pretty fast. And of course you can go ahead and see how much radiation you have down on the bottom left there with the little radiation symbol that will slowly fill up the more and more radiation you get. Of course, being in your chopper, it does keep it down a bit, so it slowly build up. But when we go ahead and get out of our chopper here, our radiation will speed up slowly. But there is also another thing to keep in mind here is of course here. When we are farming these, usually you will find that material gather around in these little pools. And of course, if you step in said pool, your radiation will start going up any more faster. So you need to make sure that ideally try to find a spot where you can farm that without stepping in the radiation or the liquid to speed up said radiation. And of course, if your radiation do get too strong, once again, make sure you keep track of where you are and how to get out of here as fast as humanly possible. So you can get outside of the radiation zone to let it reset, and you can then head back in to collect more of the material. And outside of the very big area that will have 2 to 3 of these on each of the island, you can find them on the smaller ones as well, gather in with all the other kind of equipment. And of course these are a little more simple to gather because as you can see here, the pool is way more smaller and much more behind that you can easily come in, get it, and not really have to worry about the radiation liquid seeking into your suit. So these are a little more ideal, but on the other hand, like I was stating before with the ones that are on the islands by themselves in the big puddle, you can get way more of this equipment from getting them there. But hey, the little ones are elite, way more safer when it comes to actually collecting these. And as you can see, we have collected only a handful of these right now, and I'm already at 300. So you can get a crap ton of these pretty quickly, which is good, especially with how much time you actually have to be in the zone. And just like that, that is everything you need to know about farming a Duraluminum. Once again, probably butchered that while along with half of the stuff I named in the video, but nonetheless, let me know down in the comment how badly my pronunciations are. And of course, while you are down there, make sure to do thumbs up, subscribe, hit all the bell, especially if you found the video helpful. And I will be back with any more farming video for Dune Awakening here soon. So make sure to check out any more farming videos above. And of course, while you are down in the wonderful subscription area, be sure to hit that wonderful join button to become like all the wonderful folks here. Or maybe you want to come on over to twitch.tv/TroyMaconn, where I stream every single night starting around 8:30 p.m. Central. And of course, I do stream here on YouTube as well. But you can go ahead and subscribe over there or come on over to a Patreon as well. All the links are in the description below. And of course, with that, they're going to go ahead and do it for me for this video. But I will be back very, very soon with any more Dune Awakening news, gameplay, how-to guides, and so much more. So, like always, I will go ahead and see you in the comments.